let's say Steph does win Finals MVP. Would that make him rank in your top 10 all-time?
Yeah, I don't know how you keep him out of it, Skip. He'll be one of a handful of players. He joined Kareem, Jordan, LeBron, Magic, and Duncan as the only players to win multiple regular season MVPs, multiple finals, multiple titles, and a Finals MVP. Think about it. That's only a handful of guys that can say that. Now, Skip, I know it gets skewed because they only started giving out the Finals MVP in '69. It's kind of like the Larry Bird and the Magic Johnson inaugural award. Somebody, when it's all 20 years from now, we're going to look back, man, he got 5 of them, and it's going to look very, very good on their resume. But, Skip, when you look at what he's done and how he's changed the game, because it used to be...
You keep calling these guys kids. He's 34 years old.
Skip, I got 30-year-old kids.
All right. Well, he's so far from a kid.
Well, this 34-year-old young man.
He's played 13 years. Go ahead.
He's a 34-year-old young man.
How many years did you play total?
I played 14.
That's what I thought. Okay. So Steph's right on your...
He about to pass me next year. I just think the thing is, Skip, that when you look at what he's done and how the game is, it's not about being 6'6". And I think that's why people shortchange him, Skip. He's not 6'9" like LeBron. He doesn't have the physicality of a Shaq. He doesn't have the athleticism of Jordan or Kobe. He's like, you know what? He's just, I mean, Steph Curry walking down the street, yeah, he's 6'3", 6'2.5". But Skip, when you walk down the street, he's like, man, okay, that's Steph. He's not looking up at Shaq. Looking up at LeBron. You don't see the physical nature of a Giannis. You don't see a 7 foot like a KD. Like, damn, man, I could really be. I mean, like, everybody want to be like Mike. When in actuality, you could drink Gatorade and wear the shoes all you want to. You never gonna be like Mike. But Skip, kids now, I can really be like Steph. I can shoot the 3. I might not can take off from the free throw line, but I can shoot that 3 ball. So he's changed the game. And I believe if he were to win this title, but Skip, he has to be Finals MVP. He just can't win the title. But I don't think they can win the championship without him playing at the level and him being the MVP.
Now, that I agree with. Keep going.
So with that being said, Skip, yes. If you look at his numbers, Skip, I mean, 35-6 in 2019, they lost. 28-6-7 in 2018, we know they won that. 27-8-9 in 2017, we know they won that one. 2016, I'll give you that, Skip. He underperformed because he averaged 30 in the regular season, and he only averaged 23 in the finals. He was 23-5-4. The year before, the year Iggy won it, he was 26-5-6. So I want to give him credit for those, but yeah, Skip, he's gonna have to go into he gonna finagle his way into that top 10. And you, Skip Bayless, cannot keep effing Stephen out of it. So don't even try it.
Okay, so I think you just explained to me that he's going to be in your all-time top 10 just on degree of difficulty because he's a little man playing or competing against big men in the top 10.
Yeah, I think you have to do that because this is a big man game. Basketball is a big man's game.
Okay.
And I don't know if we've ever seen a look.
Because as I scan down my current top 10, what I rank, the shortest player on my list, I think, is the first player because Mike... Michael Jordan is at 6'6", and then Magic 6'9", and Shaq 7'1", and Kareem 7'2", Tim Duncan 7-footish, is 6'11", 7-footish. Mr. Russell was 6'9"-ish, but played like he was 7'2". Kobe 6'7", I would say. I give him 6'7". Larry Bird 6'9", right? LeBron 6'9". Wilt 7'2", right? 7'1" or 2". All right, so there, I just gave it to you. So my number 1 overall is the shortest man in my top 10, and it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan at 6 feet 6 inches tall, which is 3 to 4 inches taller than effing Stephen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's my problem with Steph Curry in the all-time top 10.
Okay.
He's already disqualified himself because of the path he took to get to this moment. He also continued to disqualify himself in Game 1 this year, but you don't want to see or hear any of this because it disqualifies your argument.
So you're gonna hold him going to recruit Kevin Durant against him for the rest of his life.
That's a big deal. But if we look back at the first finals, again, LeBron was completely outplaying him for 3 games. And then it took Andre Iguodala to save Steph from himself because even though Steph put up nice numbers through the rest of the finals, Iggy won Finals MVP, and I got no problem with that. I know Chris Broussard on our show has often fought against this, but the finals changed when Steve Kerr made the decision, one of the great decisions in the history of the finals, to say, I'm going to put Iggy in the starting lineup. I'm going to put him on LeBron, and I'm going to make LeBron defend him on the other end. And all of a sudden, the finals flipped right on their head because LeBron's up 2-1 with Game 4 in his house, and that was the end of that deal because Warriors, all of a sudden they win in 6. Okay, Iggy owned the day. And then we come to the 2016 finals. And again, I'm maybe the only one in the world who holds him accountable for this, but I'm sorry, if you're up 3-1 with 2 of the last 3 in your house, you got to close the deal.
Yeah, he came in small, Skip. I mean, he averaged 23, 5, and 4.
Okay, I don't care about the big picture. I care about the small picture of meltdown. All-time superstar meltdown, second only to LeBron's in the 2011 finals with the Heatles against Dallas, was what Steph did in games 5, 6, and 7. I just look at the numbers. There's so bad. He shot 37% from the floor in those 3 games. And in the fourth quarters of those 3 games, he was 25% from 3. He never shot a free throw, couldn't even get to the free throw line. And then the game 7, it's in your house with all the chips pushed to the middle of the table. You have to close that deal. And he shoots 6 of 19, 4 of 14 from 3. And then we go to the fourth quarter. He was 1 of 6 from the floor and 1 of 5 from 3. And I've shown you over and over what happened down the stretch of that game because over the last 6 minutes, he couldn't buy a bucket.
No.
And finally, Kyrie said, I got this. LeBron had the chase down. I'll give you, it was a bicycle built for 2 with JR, but it was a big play in the game.
Right.
And the guy who shrank and disappeared, who played even smaller than he is, was Steph Curry.
Well, I'll give you that, Skip. He did not play well, but if you think about it, he's evolved his game because prior to 2016, all he wanted to do was dance outside. Now, if you overplay him, he will drive the ball. He has an assortment of floaters that he can get to the bucket, and he can make you pay for overpaying him. Skip, it's called evolution. I mean, when you lose, they're like, okay, why did we lose? Why did we lose this series? What could I have done differently? I got to stop settling. If they're overplaying me, go past them. And he's done that. Skip, if you say Iggy deserved MVP, if you go back and look at Game 5, Steph Curry had 37 points in Game 5. He had 17 in the fourth quarter. You go to Game 6, he had 25. He had 13 in the fourth quarter. Iggy didn't get
these are wipeouts. They're blowouts.
He did. Why was it a blowout? A guy scored 17 in the fourth quarter. It's probably going to get blown out. You scored 13 in the fourth.
I know, but it was pretty much over after 3 quarters.
No, it was not
dominating.
over. No, it wasn't over. No,
yes, they were.
He scored 37. He scored 25.
Okay. And yet, after 2016, as we talked about again and again, Steph Curry led the contingent across country on July the 3rd to recruit Kevin Durant because he knew he couldn't do it by himself because he knew what was coming back again and again. He knew he was going to have to face LeBron and Kyrie and Kevin Love again.
They were not going to beat him again, no.
Okay. And they weren't going to beat him without Kevin Durant.
Correct.
Okay. Well, nobody in this top 10 would have ever gone to recruit somebody because they thought they couldn't do it by themselves.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. Look, you make it seem like if you look at what these guys were playing with, the guys that put the Lakers together, they did a great job. Okay, you got Kareem already there, and you draft Magic with the #1 overall pick. You win the championship in the same season, you draft James Worthy. They did a great job. You got Jamal Wilkes, you got Michael Cooper, you got Bob McAdoo. McAdoo was not there. Jamal Wilkes was not drafted by the Lakers. So these guys were putting teams together. You get Larry Bird, you get McHale, Parrish, but then you also go get Dennis Johnson, who was already a Finals MVP before he got there.
Here's the difference. In all those cases, a superstar, a truly proven superstar is saying, I need a little more help. In this case, one superstar is saying, I need a better player to come save me. Well, now you're disqualified from the all-time top 10 because that's what happened. You know and I know that's. And by God, they went and got him. And he said, watch this.
Right.
And he goes to back-to-back finals. And in Game 3s in LeBron's house, he outshoots LeBron right in his face. And in so doing, won back-to-back finals MVPs over Steph Curry, who went along for a great ride and put up some pretty good numbers.
27, 8, 9, 28, 6, and 7. I don't think that's going to tag it along.
Nobody argued that Kevin was the MVP.
No.
Because he made all the crucial shots.
Yeah, he averaged 30. Averaging 30 points a night. Yeah.
Okay. So all of a sudden, Iggy's the MVP the first time, and then it's KD. And then we get to the 29 Toronto finals against Kawhi and company. And in the last 4 games, 2, 3, 4, it'll be 3, 4, 5, and 6. Last 4 games, Steph shoots 33% from 3. Well, we know he's a career 45% shooter, right?
Only thus far, Michael and LeBron has played in multiple, I mean, at least 4 finals, and they've been the MVP in all of them. Normally, it doesn't happen like that because you look at Magic won 5, but 2 of the times he wasn't. James Worthy and Kareem was. If you look at Shaq and Kobe, with Shaq was all 3, but when he went to Miami, it was D Wade.
Okay.
Kobe, the same thing. The first 3 was Shaq, the last 2 was him. So, Skip, this notion that unless you're and every time that you play the finals, because what has happened is that Michael Jordan has jaded it. Because Michael Jordan was 6-0. Michael Jordan was 6 finals MVPs. And so if you don't do that, you're a bum. You've convinced people that unless you go undefeated, unless you win all the finals MVPs, you're a bum. You've convinced people that that's how it works, and that's not true. Larry Bird had 2 games. In 81 in the NBA Finals, he scored 8 points. Look it up.
Okay, and then what did he do?
Skip, but he did. Okay. After he did what he did in 2016, what did he do? He's got him back.
Okay, 2019, he missed the walk-off shot in Game 6 in his house at Oracle that could have forced a Game 7 back in Toronto.
So I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correct.
By the way, there was no Kevin Durant. He played briefly and flamed right out.
Let me ask you a question. Didn't Michael Jordan miss a final shot in the NBA Finals? Mm-hmm. He did.
Yep.
He missed it.
Okay, and then he rectified.
Okay, but I'm saying he missed it. But I'm saying this notion, see, what you want people to believe.
He didn't miss one to end it, though.
He missed a shot. And so
this was the shot. This is the one to force a Game 7.
What I'm trying.
It's game over. It's finals over if you miss, and he missed.
What you've done is that anything that's a negative and a guy misses, it's the end-all, be-all. Where Michael Jordan, hey, he's human. Skip, that it doesn't work like that.
Well, if you tell me Steph is human for the last 4 games of 2019, 33% from 3, well, he's the greatest shooter ever. So his bar is raised to the top. You got to make more threes than 33%. That's pathetic. That's beneath LeBron's 3-point.
Well, Skip, I can make the case where if you look, since you're putting in that context, so how was Tom Brady and against the Giants? He was bad.
The first Giants?
Both Giants. Ain't no which Giants, both Giants.
I'll give you the second one.
Both of them.
If Welker hangs on, we're having a different conversation.
It's always dependent on someone else.
Okay, well, all I know is in the first Eli Super Bowl, thank you for bringing it up, Tom Brady drove him 70 yards like he always does, and with 2 minutes left, he hit Randy Moss for what should have been the game-winning touchdown, 14-10. That's all I know, period, end of story, because he's not going to get another chance. It's up to Belichick's defense to stop Eli freaking Manning. That's all you have to do. Eli goes 75 yards for a touchdown.
He was the first player to win the MVP unanimously.
Yep.
And you mean to tell me all he got was 14 points?
That was
Go look at his stats.
That was enough.
Look at his numbers.
No,
look at his numbers. That's what you did with Steph. You said in the 2019 finals, Steph gave you 35 and 6. Mm-hmm. And all you do is you go back and you talk about the shot. You found a moment in which a guy did not succeed.
I found you a whole bunch, a parade of moments leading all the way up to Game 1 of this year, and he has a salvo in the first quarter. He had 6 threes. Never seen anything like that before. And it's the first quarter. What did he do in quarters 2, 3, and 4? He went 1 of 7 from 3. Hey. Timeout, I'm talking. What did he do down the stretch of the fourth quarter of, this is Game 1 of this year. I'm updating the resume or undating it maybe.
Right.
Because down the stretch, He hits a little up and under shot that gives them a 3-point lead with 6:05 left. 6:05. This is game 1 this year against Boston. And where was he the rest of the way? He was nowhere. He shrank. He became little tiny Steph.
Yes.
Smaller than he was. He scored no more points. You can't do it. It's your house. If you're telling me he's an all-time top 10
great.
player?
And guess
really?
And guess what you did yesterday?
Huh.
And when he came out and gave you that salvo in the third quarter where he dropped 13 points, what did you? What did you do? You went to the first 3 minutes of the ball game. You said for the first three minutes of the second. Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking. Wait a minute. What you did, he dropped 13 in the third quarter. And what you did is that you went to the first 3 minutes and 5 seconds of the ball game and said he had done nothing, and it was Klay Thompson that got it going.
Get it right. It was the first 3 minutes of the second quarter in which he tried
to
three. It's when they went crazy. Yeah,
in the third quarter.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, but I didn't go the first 2 minutes of the ball game.
No.
Of the third quarter.
Went to the first. You found something that Steph did not play well in the first 3 minutes and 5 seconds of the third quarter.
The game is going back and forth. It's nip tuck. You know, tit for a tat. It's right back and forth. And all of a sudden, the first big shot of the game is made by Klay Thompson because Steph had shot 2 threes early in the third quarter. Both of them clanked, missed badly. And all of a sudden, Klay looks around like, I just made a 3.
Okay.
And Steph, who's the all-time greatest front runner I've ever seen, if you give him a little front to run with, he will shoot you out of the gym, but he needs front to run with.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he looks up. Wait, we're up 7 now? Because that 3 put them up 7. They finally had a cushion. And he goes off. He salvos. He goes 12 straight points. And you sit back and you say, it's game over, thanks to Jordan Poole going boom, boom at the end of the quarter. That gave him a 23-point lead after 3. The game slipped completely away from Boston.
And who did it?
He did that. But was it down the stretch of the fourth quarter? I'm telling you, he's the greatest shooter ever, and I don't think he has a clutch gene. But I've been saying that for years, and nobody wants to listen because they want to love little babyface Steph. Am I exaggerating? Am I fabricating? No, I think not.
No, but what I will do is that I give credit when I believe or deem that is necessary. And I believe in this instance it's very necessary. You cannot skip what you do. It used to be if somebody performed in the fourth quarter. But if it's somebody that you're trying to dismiss, what you'll do, you'll go find 30 seconds or you'll find 1 minute in which the guy might have turned the ball over or he didn't play well for that 1 to 2 minutes and you'll say, that's his fourth quarter. No, that's not what we do. When somebody plays well in the fourth quarter, we say they played well in the fourth quarter, especially if that's any win. But you don't do that with Steph. You don't do that with LeBron. You don't do that with some of the other great players.
Okay, but I'm just doing it because you set the bar clear up to all-time top 10.
He is an all-time player, Skip.
He's not top 10. He's not even close.
He will, Skip.
Okay, so down the stretch of Game 7 of the 2016 Finals and down the stretch of Game 1 of the current NBA Finals, there's 6 minutes. They mirrored each other. The last 6 minutes of those games, both of them at home, he just completely disappears and doesn't score a point of games that were begging for him as the best player on the floor at home to win the game.
Skip.
You're out. Jordan wouldn't have done that. Jordan would have just said, give me the ball and get out of my way.
See, that's what you do. Unless you're Michael Jordan, under your premise, every other top 10 has had a bad moment in the NBA Finals. So under your theory, nobody should be in the top 10 but Jordan. No. That's what you said.
They all remedied. They rectified. They overcame.
Okay,
I know them all. I got them. I'm looking down the list.
What about Steph? If Steph wins the Finals MVP and he wins a championship without Kevin Durant, so he has them bookend. I won 1 before. I won 2 with. I booked in it by winning 1 without. Doesn't that say something?
Yeah, but he had to go get Kevin Durant to save him, and you admit that.
No, Skip. Skip.
And you put him in your top 10? How can you do that?
Hold on.
It's shameful.
Skip, you got 2 guys that played on the same team in the top 10. You got Kareem and Magic. They played together.
Okay.
For damn near a decade.
Yeah, but Kareem won a title without Magic.
Okay.
Right? In Milwaukee.
Yes.
So there we go.
You got 2 guys together, Skip. You got another 2 guys, Shaq and Kobe.
Yep.
And then you gonna talk about Steph Curry? Skip, look, it'd have been great if Bob Myers was like, damn, I can get a chance to get Kevin Durant, and then later he drafts Steph Curry. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. But you make it seem like, well, he couldn't do it by himself. Everybody has help. I mean,
yeah, but no superstar, no top 10er would say, I got to go get him because he's better than me.
First of all, Skip,
You're out.
Skip, back then, nobody moved. You couldn't go anywhere. Okay. You couldn't go. It's not like it is now. It's a different, you got to think differently, Skip. You got to open your mind.
Okay, and here's the final irony to this discussion. I was the only one at ESPN in those days ahead of Steph's draft.
Yeah.
I was the only one beating the drum. You got to take Steph Curry #1 overall over Blake Griffin. Everybody was gaga for Blake, right?
Yeah.
Because he can jump out of the gym. He can't make a shot over about 1 foot away. He rectified that later in his career.
Yes,
he became a pretty good shooter.
Yeah.
And still is. But the point is, I was all over Steph before anybody else was, but I can't vault into top 10. You got to show me. You got to give me way more than that.
He wasn't about to give it to you. If he wins a title and he's the Finals MVP, Skip, I just don't know how you pole vault him out or keep him out of there. He's gonna wiggle his way. He's gonna jimmy his way in.
Boy, you like to scrub the internet, don't
No.
you?
It's Skip. Everybody got flaws now. Everybody that's in your top 10 got flaws. Everybody, all of them got flaws now. They got them.
No, not like these.
Yeah.
These are disqualifiers.
Yeah. You remember Kobe in Game 7? The one they won, he was 6 of 24,
fired
right?
up you two get over this topic.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.